Morning, everybody. How are y'all doing today? I'm doing great because I have finally returned and I am so ready to make videos again. I actually can't remember the last time I missed 9 days, but whatever. We're back now and that's all that matters. And I've got a very interesting topic to talk about today because you've heard of Marvel Rivals, right? Like, even if you don't play it, you've probably heard of it. It's one of the most popular and successful hero shooters since I don't even know when, probably the original Overwatch. And if you've ever played the game before, or even if you've seen it, you probably know the game doesn't take itself too seriously. Don't get me wrong, they've got tons of great references to all the comics and the movies and whatnot with all the skins, and the developers obviously did their homework when it comes to knowing the source material, but that hasn't stopped them from doing goofy stuff before. Like, for example, there was the infamous Venom twerking emote that came out several months ago, which was just put into the game because it's funny. Because like I said, this game is not really that serious. It's a hero shooter, for Christ's sake. And recently, the developers added a new Venom skin to the game, which has made a few people upset. Now, don't get me wrong, I do not like this skin. I think it looks ugly. I think the frosting doesn't look good. The eyes are just... I'm not a fan. But what I would never call this skin is woke, because it's not. It's a candy-themed Venom skin. The name of the skin is literally Gummy Surprise, and the animation showing it off is literally him crashing through a gingerbread house. And obviously, this goes with, the Christmas theme, because, you know, it's December, but also with the fact that Marvel Rivals is turning 1 in a few days. Now, like I just said, I think the skin looks ugly. I won't be buying it personally. And anybody who also thinks it looks ugly, like, I totally understand that. And if you just don't like it because you don't like the look of it, that's fine. But after the skin got announced, one of Twitter's most infamous anti-wokers got all up in his feelings over this skin. Because according to him, this is a trans Venom skin. And no, I'm not kidding. And he had a multi-day crash out over this. It started on Thanksgiving, and it continued through the next few days. So we're gonna take a look at this crash out that he had. But before we get into that, if you keep coming back to my videos and you haven't subscribed yet, then please consider subscribing. I promise I won't take any more 9-day upload breaks, provided there's stuff to talk about. Also, I have some Nerds Gummy Clusters here. You can have one if you do sub. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into a Twitter Manchild crashing out over a goofy Venom skin in Marvel Rivals. So it all started with this, and Marvel Rivals gets woke. Trans Venom beyond parody at this point. And good Lord Almighty, look at that glorious ratio. 397 likes, 736 replies. This dude, no pun intended, is getting torched. By the way, I'd like you to keep in mind as we go through all this dude's tweets, this dude does not even play the game. He's literally just commenting on this because it made him unironically upset that a game that he doesn't even play has a goofy skin in it, which he perceived somehow in his twisted mind as being trans. I swear to God, dude, these anti-woke dudes are so brain-rotted beyond comprehension. They see some bright colors and automatically assume it's gay, or woke propaganda or something like that. I'd like you to keep in mind as well that the developer working on Marvel Rivals is based in China. You really think a Chinese development team is gonna put woke stuff into their game? I don't think so. And Yours Torch here has even commented on this before. Look at this. Gamers, this is what I'm talking about. This is what entertainment should depict. Beautiful characters, happy families, excitement, and inspiration. Marvel Rivals is just W after W. Why does a Chinese studio have to teach Western studios how games should be done? And again, this proves this dude does not care about the game at all. He just cares that what he sees in the game is promoting what he likes. And the second he doesn't like something, his brain completely shuts off. He forgets everything else that's ever happened, and suddenly the game is woke. So anyway, now we're gonna take a look at some replies to this, absolutely cooking him, and then his replies to those replies. All right, first off, this guy says, seems like PC players don't care, and then just shows the Steam charts being completely fine, despite the skin being released, and Yours Torch just replies, but you do, and that's all that matters. Thanks for replying. What does that even mean? Like, I'm not even kidding. What does that actually mean? That does not make any sense in this context, but you do? But he does what? What is he? What? Jesse, what are you talking about? All right, let's take a look at a reply that's actually comprehensible. How about that? This guy says, it's a skin, and then Yorch replies, it's a lame skin. The character deserves some respect. And then the first guy responds again and says, drop your top 10 favorite Venom stories. And by the way, Yorch Torch never replied to that. You know why? Because he's a complete tourist. Like I said before, he's just getting mad at something that he doesn't play or care about because it doesn't fit with his ideals. And I love how here he's trying to mask this as if, oh, well, it's just disrespectful to the character. Venom deserves so much better. No, everybody saw the original tweet, dude. You saw some bright colors, called it gay propaganda, and the rest is history. For example, like right here, where this guy replied to you and said, NetEase is Chinese and those aren't trans colors. You may still be right, but I think it's too early to say. And then Yorch replies, the colors seem to be there, and shows a screenshot of some pink and blue icing. You have got to be kidding me right now, dude. There's no way you are this stupid. You know what this reminds me of? Remember back when Across the Spider-Verse came out? Fantastic movie, by the way. Can't wait for Beyond the Spider-Verse. And people tried to say that Gwen Stacy in that movie was trans because her colors are pink, white, and blue, even though that's just, you know, her color scheme. And you had the woke crowd running with that as, like, proof that she was trans or whatever. This is literally the other side of the same coin, where now you have the anti-wokers who see those colors and automatically assume that something is trans-related. Dude, never let this guy find out about the Candyland board game. He's gonna crash out about how they're trying to influence kids or something like that. All right, now let's take a look at somebody trying to actually explain the joke to him, that is the skin, and then his just failure to understand it. I think it's just meant to be funny since he's such an intimidating looking character. I actually quite like it, but then again, I'm a woman and I like all things cutesy. And then Yorch replies, lol, but Venom, really? My guy, did you not read her reply? That is the joke. It's called irony. They take the big, scary, intimidating character and they give him a goofy skin that's completely not serious whatsoever. This is very common in all forms of media. This dude's acting like this is a skin for Venom in like Spider-Man 2 or the Venom game that's supposedly coming out eventually. If this was in like a serious single-player game about Venom, then yes, obviously this would be a problem. It would completely clash with the tone of the game. But this is Marvel Rivals, dude. It's not very serious, at least with its themes. Obviously, you know, the community and the competitive scene and whatnot can be a lot more serious. But the game itself is fundamentally not serious. I mean, for God's sakes, you have an outfit for Rocket Raccoon, which is him in like a Hawaiian shirt, khaki shorts, and he has rubber duckies on his belt. Not to mention his backpack is like a little aquarium. There are absolutely appropriate times to complain about skins clashing with a game's tone or whatever. Obviously, I've been covering a lot of that recently with Battlefield and Call of Duty. American Dad in a Call of Duty game is obviously idiotic. It clashes with the tone. Venom being purple and covered with candy and wearing a skirt in Rivals, which is already a cartoonish, not serious game, I think is just fine, honestly. Even if I don't like the look of the skin myself, I still acknowledge that the idea is fine. Alrighty, what do we have next? Marvel Rivals embraced the Gooner game moniker a while ago. A lot of their skins suggestive and revealing regardless of gender. They know Overwatch got popular through fan art and that it's free marketing. The amazing thing is that Disney isn't stopping them. And then Yorch Torch just replies and says, it's just dumbing down the product. Okay, I'm gonna ask it again. How? How is a Venom candy skin dumbing down Marvel Rivals? Dumbing down would mean that they're making the game, like, simpler or something like that. Dumbing down would be like if they removed all of the character's abilities and just had it so you could walk around and do your primary fire and that's it. You are dumbing down my intelligence, but I don't see how a Venom skin is dumbing down Marvel Rivals. Plus, like the first guy just said, wouldn't this mean that the revealing female skins are also dumbing down the product? I mean, there's a Luna Snow skin where she's in a swimsuit. No problems with that, apparently. Look, I don't discriminate discriminate. Let the women have the revealing outfits, and let Venom be a little extra caked up with a tutu on. If that makes you very uncomfortable, I think that says more about you than the game. Alright, so next up we have George quote tweeting a guy who said, "What do you mean disrespect? So Venom is not allowed to have a random Candyland themed funny skin? You act like it's the only skin people are allowed to play with. Y'all are incredibly fragile." And then George Torch replies and says, "No, Venom is not allowed to wear a skirt and twerking like a dude in a pride parade. It's dumb, lame, gay, and a total disrespect for the character." I'm sorry, who made you the authority on what Venom is allowed to have as a cosmetic? No, Venom's not allowed to have that. Well, apparently he is, and if not, then I guess NetEase is breaking some rules. It is absolutely astounding to me how triggered people can get over a skin in a game they don't even play. And then they try to act like there's some authority on what's allowed to be a cosmetic in a video game. Dude is spending all this time getting this upset over the course of multiple days over a skin in a game he doesn't even play. And this dude calls other people snowflakes, like, good lord. And to end off this video, let's take a look at probably the most depressing tweet out of all of them. This guy says, "You're still on this" at 10:15 p.m. on November 28th. So it's been 2 full days of this crash out. And then Yorch replies, "Oh, I'm just getting warmed up." And then the original guy just replies and says, "Sad." This dude thought he was tough for saying, "Oh, I'm just getting warmed up." Like, buddy, you're not the main character. You're a loser on Twitter who got butthurt over Venom's ass cheeks. Please continue to stay mad over a game you will never play, while the other hundreds of thousands of players still enjoying the game actually have fun and don't let something as stupid as this bother them. Anyway, guys, with all that being said, that is all I've got for this video. And if you made it to the end, first of all, thank you, but also let me know, what are your thoughts on this Venom skin? Do you think it's woke propaganda? Do you like the skin? Or are you like me and you're not really a fan of it, but you also aren't so stupid that you're gonna call it woke propaganda? Let me know. And with that being said, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, subscribe if you want to see more. Join us every Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on the gaming channel for gaming streams, and consider becoming a channel member if you want Discord access and awesome emotes. And I will catch you all next time.